Hi guys, what's up, what's down, what's sideways? James here for Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, my friend, my enemy, my constant companion, day 76. Why I don't like videos and photos. Um, so this is a personal thing. It doesn't have a lot, it's got a lot to do with CFS. I guess it's a vanity thing. I think it's a vanity thing. So I don't like videos and photos of myself. Um, Besides like how I physically look, do I think I'm classically handsome, or like nouveau handsome, or like old time handsome, or like no time handsome at all? Besides that, the thing about videos and photos of myself is that I look at them and I know how I'm feeling, or have a really good idea of how I'm feeling that day. So when I go back and look through some of the videos of the last 76 days, I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, James, you are not having a good day. That was a really not good day, huh? And there's a lot of ways to tell. My word pacing, because the energy that it takes to just talk. The word pacing, like my face, my eyes, coloration of my face, little cues here and there, little cues, little cues and little clues. So I watch and like, wow, that's not, and like I'm revisiting that day. Um, I don't keep a log of each day of how I feel. Like today, 1 out of 10, I feel 15. 10 is bad, right? It would most probably be better for me to do like 1 is good. And then, because sadly, I've got more numbers in a certain direction than the other. Um, so looking at like photos of myself, like if I look at photos from my trip to Japan, I had an amazing time in Japan. I was spoiled rotten. I loved it over there. I had a really good time. There was a lot of like what the moments, but they weren't what the moments that I was expecting. Um, it wasn't. I had no. I think it was someone else who said something about like the culture shock of me being like, I'm going to another country where my race isn't the predominant race. And I got over there, and it didn't phase me one bit. Um, didn't phase me one bit. And I was only over there for 3 weeks though. But that wasn't the thing that phased me. Like there was a whole bunch of Japanese people. There was a whole bunch of non-Japanese people as well, but I didn't see a blue-eyed person for like into the second or so week, and that was only when we went to a touristy spot. Up until that time, I was the only blue-eyed person I'd seen. I was the only white, Caucasian person that I had seen, until we went to a tourist spot in Tokyo. Funny story. First English speaking accent I hear after X weeks was an American one. Very American one. Yeah. They're like, oh, English. Oh, not my accent. Oh. Don't know why that's funny. It was just funny at the time. Anyway, so even when I went to Japan. Segued there a little bit. Apologize. I'm back on track. So, went to Japan. Had an amazing time, and then I look back on photos of it, and I can see how much pain I'm in. Every day I was in pain in Japan. Like, I don't think I've ever taken so many painkillers so consistently daily. I was in that much additional pain. It was phenomenal. And it wasn't a muscle pain, it was a weird pressure pain. It was just ugh. So that aspect I didn't enjoy. everything else I did, but like that was my daily thing. It was an additional level of pressure pain. And I look back on photos, and there's very few photos where I don't have that look in my face, which is I'm dealing with something right now, and I've got to put a face on so that, I'm presentable to the people. I'm just lucky that the Japanese people aren't very overly emotive, I, on more than one occasion, was accused of the gaijin no overreaction, excuse my pronunciation, which is just, foreigners, the reaction of foreigners, overreaction. So, that was a regular thing, but I was in quite a lot of pain. So I look back on photos, and even like, hey, I had a really good time that day, I was in a lot of pain. So much pain. And so when I watch videos of myself, it's the same thing. It's like, it's not a snapshot, it's an actual, I'm watching me, and I get the whole body, I get the whole body history as well. So when I just take that snapshot, I look at my face and like, that wasn't a good day. If I watch a video, I'm like, that wasn't a good day. You're hurting in all these places. Like, your movement's affected. You have no, ability to like fire off energy, that kind of thing. So videos can sometimes make it a little bit more, a little bit more evident as a whole body. Whereas that photo, if I look at that photo, I'm like, whoa, not good. So I'm looking back at some of these videos, and some of them I like today. Some of them are worse, and some of them are better. Some of them are much worse. And I look back and I go like, oh, James, you were feeling like that. That's not fun. And then I'm presenting this to the world, to the public, and I can sometimes get a little bit self-conscious about it. So I guess it's that vanity aspect. A little bit self-conscious of it because if you know where to look and how to look, you can see the discomfort or the pain or the tiredness that I'm feeling. Like with my word flow is indicative of James when he's just not like, I have to expand energy to keep everything together. So you see that during the videos, and sometimes it comes across like I might not know I might be overthinking it, or I might be trying to remember a script or this or that. It's not that, it's just I'm trying to constantly keep on top of whatever I'm feeling with the CFS that day or the fibromyalgia syndrome that day. And so I'm trying to keep on top of it and present this image. And then when I look back and go, wow. So I didn't make that video on like how the, secret history of my school through the eyes of someone with chronic fatigue syndrome. It's exactly that. I can look at something I did 5 years ago, and I know how I felt on the day, or I have a very good idea of how I felt on the day. I can tell you just by what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, how I felt. And then on top of that, I've got like the martial artist aspect of me, which is, it's a performance-based society. It doesn't matter if you're having a bad day. That form wasn't as good as it could have been. That's not being harsh. It's just being like, that's just the reality of it. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop and give up and complain. It's just that is the reality of it. So yeah, watching videos and photos, that it's one of the reasons why I don't like them of myself, because they're little reminders of how I was on that day. That being said, there are times in my life where I'm very grateful that I've got a photo, and it's generally when there's someone else in the photo with me. When there's someone special in the photo with you, you don't have the photo for the photo of you. You've got the photo for them, and taking that snapshot of you with them at that moment in your life. And those kind of things, they're really special and they're really lovely, and I do enjoy them. The aspect I don't enjoy is when I look at myself too long and like, oh, I'm bringing this photo down, or like, I hope they didn't think that this wasn't a special moment for me just because I had no energy to express it. It's kind of like generally we all have one of these friends, and sometimes we are those friends. I'm like this myself. I can either be very vocal or I'll be like this, and someone tells you a joke and you say, oh, that's funny. Like, they think it's funny. It is funny to them, but the amount of energy that they give to the response is, oh, that's funny. And like, oh, are you sure? It's like, yeah, it's funny to them. And other people are like, ha ha ha, oh my goodness, I'm writhing in the laughter pain, ha ha ha. You know, so sometimes on really good, some of the really nicest moments of my life, I've not had the energy to project that, you know, and I've had to like, hey, look, I apologize if I don't seem it. This is one of the nicest moments, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, you know, I don't know how other people find themselves and photos, but I thought I'd just share that's a personal thing. That's, yeah, not something I share around a lot, but it is something that always gets me, because I look back and go like, ooh, past James, jeez, that wasn't a good day. So thank you very much for letting me share with you day 76, I think I said it was, and why I don't like videos and photos. If you have any questions or you'd like to introduce yourself, feel free to share and comment below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the little notification button, share the videos if you are getting some value out of them, or think that someone may get some value out of them. And or feel free to ask questions or share something that you feel you'd like me to make a video on. Happy to get some more content ideas. So thank you very much. You guys have a great day or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.